basically sort of like state funding bollocks, effectively.
I'm not sure where to sit here, so I just sat there.
Don't sit there.
There ain't a rule, mate. Yeah, you
No
can't.
rules.
No, not really. In fact, I'll break mine and sit on this side of you.
Goodness gracious.
Terrible.
I'll put in a good word for you.
Great game last night.
It was
Really good.
good. Did you enjoy the other one?
Oh, I did watch the other one. But
You
like
got the
watching
game?
Barca,
Not Man City. What was I going to say? If I know this stuff.
prioritising Liverpool, wasn't it?
There's no way we're putting that on.
Not when you manage to believe.
It's absolutely right.
That was apparently Stones had warmed up at right back. So Stones did the warm up at right back.
They realised he couldn't run.
He can't run. See what went on that. He played 7 games of football and
Can't lie.
but you do have Rico Lewis for it.
Can't lie, Rico Lewis and the
Yeah, I know that. I'm not sure who's not
Slot didn't say.
Quick, wasn't it?
He's a sprinter.
Quick.
My favourite bit of the
If
game.
you can play Usain Bolt, right back, he's quick.
Oh, yeah.
Probably does the same.
Not anymore, to be fair. They won't be that quick now.
My favourite thing
Looks
is
like he's been enjoying himself.
that way Mario.
Has he already gone camping? Camping? Coke and 2 waters and cola and coffee.
More concerning for Ireland, I think.
You were on duty at Villa Park, weren't you?
Was
Yeah, it doesn't need things like that.
Quick turnaround, didn't it?
Especially when the scans
I've got one for
right.
this morning.
It's not.
Yeah, because it's
That's not fair.
I'd rather get it in
out the way
and do it rather than sat my arse doing nothing. Morning.
See you last night. You were at Villa, weren't you? I was there, but
But all the scans haven't shown it.
yeah,
The other one doesn't scan it.
just to investigate.
So yeah, scanning down or
Well, they are you know that play the ball like yard of that shit.
Some would say just watch this on the street.
Especially when someone's come down that side already. Yeah.
Was there not another job?
Loads of people.
I thought he was live.
He plays like that.
And obviously won the free kick that led to the goal and played the ball in as well. Oh, he's entered out the game.
Yeah. If he plays like that, which is not a good thing on anyone.
On the pitch, he's not a consistent threat.
No,
He's sporadic.
well, and when he drops it, it's over.
Yeah.
Misplaced the
They're
ball.
really not supposed to do
People just desperate.
And I thought at first
The first thing I
he looked hungry to be in the game.
I agree,
And he was the one who held
Well,
it.
that's the same thing.
Yeah, they were hold in the game as well. He started off in a threat on the left-hand side.
And they were chasing back.
But then it's almost like, I've got my bit now, like, it's time for someone else to do it.
I was waiting for
He was better than
sorry,
Sensi.
I'm really waiting for it to get the game.
Well, people are just desperate. So, now it's which I can understand. He's just an English player and it's a good story. Villa,
still a track.
Pretend you're interested in something.
Old Trafford line in mind is like 1 hour 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's right to bed. It's changing.
Well, it's a distraction.
You missed out on another MLS trip.
But then again, if he's bringing it up on the pitch, that's fine. Oh, we are.
We're not going, are we? It's happening today.
You can find me that, how did I launch it? What time do you get back? Well, I'm afraid the nobody's got to Mike Kane,
she goes to an angle on Thursday anyway, so we'll have to go about 7 o'clock anyway. But,
so where do you have to take her?
an ankle comes with pictures of the so it's not too bad, but anything else ideal for that.
So yeah, so
I am, yes.
I'll tell you what, that's the great call.
Saturday and Wednesday. Then on 3 Saturdays and 3 weekends.
So after Newcastle plays the weekend.
kind of get it. I mean, you think
She wants to be involved in the baby when the baby's awake. She was involved in that.
she has woken up a bit when
So it's an hour, isn't it?
crying.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, tomorrow, yeah.
My gap in 4 years.
Yeah, well, we were intending on it being a bigger gap.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be able to load it up. That was the idea.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Lincoln with many things.
They're the worst.
Doing very good against City, but that's the chance to see them.
Kuznov might be alright.
7-0 as well last night.
No, I was at Villa. Yeah, yeah. Did that, yeah. Yeah, really, really like it.
No, because of the other night.
Worst again.
Derby.
No, for the test event.
Oh, for Bramley Moore. No, it wasn't. Julie was doing it for us, but I could have gone down because my son was going. It just didn't have any time for this by the time.
Yeah.
By the time we would have gone there, it would have been tricky.
I'm open. He was really impressed though.
Yeah, it sounds like
It just looks a bit chaotic, doesn't it, with the
Sandals thing. That's only 10,000 as well. So this year.
it is when you consider this is bad.
Yeah. It seems like they just forgot about it. I think the loads of fries for the mortgage. All the food for it.
Hopefully it'll be like that in the media.
In the presser last Friday,
Is that the first time you've gone last?
Yeah, you also
No.
know what? I looked at your style and I looked at it, and it reminded me of things like that from Real Madrid. Feels like we're going to look back at that lineup and be like, fucking 2003.
City's 4:30.
Not quite as bad. It was a bit like.
No,
but there's that jarring moment when you go, oh, Jesus, man, you really
There's a lot of pressure on Sunday as well. That's the as as well. Although I thought he got away a bit with that. Everyone might think that everyone else. Yeah, I'm cool. He's more or less. He's like you see the picture.
How about Stones?
General for both meetings.
Stones is 4 to 6 weeks.
I don't think that was the issue. Well, that's because they look like they're very good at it.
They've got something to work out with it, so that's great.
Well, that's no, Tyler Bidley, everyone's going to be sniffing around him. What they already are.
Pretty tough.
He went to Chelsea for 6 weeks. Right. Well, basically, I don't think it's Preston. So we got that very good.
Hi mate, you okay? Yeah, good mate.
Came into Newcastle, I was like, yeah, just relax, man.
If you get homesick in London now, you're going to get off from Newcastle.
Well, he'll have to get the ball in and back into his style.
Where's it from? Far away.
Right,
Oh. Go. Oh, yeah. What's in there? Welcome to United.
I didn't know that.
Sounds like a corner. Oh, no, there's another corner.
Yeah, you're around circles and then trying to stand it now. Squares, go around squares, no corners. Thanks.
But then he actually like has a little soft spot for City. Like, I don't know why. You can't listen to it.
Cover on the live bit and then ask them
I went
questions.
into the other room to watch it, and him looking forward to, you know, in there, the team's on. They watched them, do 5 weeks, and then
No. I don't think that's what he was doing it for. Though.
no, it wasn't. And then my bum was finding it. And I'm like, I need to find it.
all comps.
They did not. So one of them I need to be like that.
It tells you what's happened.
it's like something on the side, 4 places above us at the front of the league. I was thinking, you were lucky to get us once, you should have really beaten us twice. Without those 6 points, you hadn't beaten the worst team in Premier League history twice, just. You would actually be in the relegation.
You know Simon, don't you? Sits on the front row, you know.
Makes you laugh. Long time no see.
He's still dining off that.
Now I've been away on holiday.
Well, yeah.
When you're back. Long time no see. You're not. It feel like it. Do you think Southampton said we're 9 points? No, but do you know what I'm saying? Do you think we're 9 points away from Southampton? No. You're 12 points off. Do you think you're going down?
No, but it starts getting single figures in this case.
It would be funny in the season with it in the balance.
With the Europa League final.
Beat Villa at Old Trafford to stay up.
And also rest of the team at the Europa League so they can get into the Champions League and not have to make up 400 more later. When he was saying, like, first you need to take ownership of the situation.
What we get at Everton and everywhere else.
Despite me saying that.
Yeah, it was the cost of hiring. Sky got it. It's like Ineos behind him.
Considering giving money to your competitors doesn't make sense. I'm still trying to get out of it. Oh, yeah.
We talked about it on the podcast.
I got a fucking check the other day for the DVLA. It was overpaid for a new license.
No back.
Money they're never going to get back. Maybe nearly 50, but I can fucking use these. Get your BlackBerry out, we'll get it. BlackBerry. I don't know, the BlackBerry, not your rip-off. Yeah.
Would it have been cheap because you don't see the rest of the year? You realise that you can open an account and use
Well, the thing is, that works. 8 days. Oh, I can.
Yeah, so you take a photo of it, the front and the back, right in the This will cost you £36. Seem a bit excessive. International franchise.
Actually, brokers ran a while back. I was only discovered that I was brand close about a year ago.
There's one in the high street now that's shut for refurbishment.
Well, I'm not, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's until
Not on purpose, mate, I promise.
not to believe you, honestly.
No, we're going to get it. That's all working off.
It is quite a dry feature, to be honest.
Walk down memory lane.
Not that dry, but
How much did you get for the apartment?
Good point.
I won't watch too much. Really far better. So,
asking me about that because they've got European Cup.
it's like tossing.
Well, it's not him, it's the commercial department.
Alright, who's playing?
It's the commercial department.
No, maybe if maybe if like English strong football that sort of thing. No, it's good enough. Well, obviously you do, you don't.
And also, every dog has a swear really music because you used to be able to get some BBC signal and watch matches.
Well, once I'd said it was new, they'd be fine. Must have been like 7 Could you name the Argentinian team?
Gary That's correct, you asked me.
Well, could you name the players who started? Second? These guys are named three.
There's a lot of them I could. Oh, yeah.
Boys Cowles.
Yeah.
Very short. Nigel Spring. The only reason I knew that Nigel Spring was his first appearance in the European Cup.
do a primary school for secondary school.
Actually, I didn't miss it.
No, we
It went
won't do
good.
it.
Yeah, but that has continued since it started to work out. In secondary, all of the transfers that everyone spent all the money on, might happen, guess what? We didn't have
No,
to back
no, but it was like a really, you know, it's like
No, I didn't.
not to the teacher of primary school. That was more
I know, but even still, it's just the footprint of the site.
Get rid of the old press room. It's been malnourished for decades. Don't change quickly.
No, I know that. It can change. But you have to have to deal with it. And if you're letting go of some competition, and then bringing in other competition, so to be honest, the whole thing is that's all the percentage I'll run it easy. It's always something. There's either some kind of root fights. I know there are some. But obviously you can't announce that because that's but there are some things written about buying back shares or selling on shares.
Well, then there's an 18 more.
Today's happy anniversary.
Since ratification.
I haven't used the word ratification. I used it a lot for about a month and a half.
Well, it can only be not correct. The guys said it's not quick. What he wanted to see turn a profit, will it? It's going to take 20 years.
The first one, so then send over man, we will have a new stadium. Everyone else wants it. Probably need a new stadium for no guarantee.
They don't need a new stadium, they just need a current one.
I would say that as well, but when you say that, people go over the seats of that's why I was saying
he's doing gymnastics class.
I mean, stuff like that is let them stand up. They've got enough leg room to stand up.
Just environmental. That's great.
The more crucial issue they've got is like how to remodel the price assessment without alienating everyone from the industry.
Well, they're about to do that as soon as they get a win, aren't they? Hi guys, we've got a lot to announce actually, we've been waiting for it. We're going to... Oh God.
If it's true, it's now pretty much 50%.
Huh?
You want to see it?
120, that's a lot. Hold my beer.
The initial proposal was higher.
Double up.
Might be 56 quid.
Yeah.
I never used.
I won't pay. I've said I'm not going to pay 6. I'll only go if I get 40 off.
Well, they were 44.
So I suppose it's
Concession one was 144.
alright, that's cool.
That's what I mean. If you go through with anything like that, but they don't seem to care about PR, do they? Because everything's done in PR now.
Anyway guys, haven't told you we're going to call on Johor.
At the end of the season.
Yeah, it's raised another 4 quid. If you just finish the league place higher, you can anyway.
That's a very good point. Imagine if you finish 14th and...
Imagine you finish 10 lanes higher.
If you're going to that change.
And that's changed.
Did you see that? I saw these quotes on the Centre Devils around, but it made a point about at Remind you have a structure and you bring it to the player and you learn sort of like seeding from the adults. No, the adults are like 24-year-olds or something. That doesn't even work low level.
I got told
I'm a good son on Saturday. Just there as a fan, mate.
Come here, son.
And then shenanigans afterwards.
Struggling. Could be a long day.
It will be a long day.
So you take
I
yours.
think Christian Eriksen should
Hey?
probably
Take yours with the shenanigans.
I have done. Not on Saturday, but I have done, yeah.
Is he still going to a game?
You see that mirror headline on the back page as well? Another major bloke in
Yeah, so, yeah, he enjoyed Tarky's equaliser.
How's he getting on to school?
Needs to work hard.
I know, but I saw it. I was like,
Lazy.
sticking across his head.
Unfortunately, he's inherited my
Don't know where he gets it from, but
yeah.
it is a boy thing though, isn't it, when you get to that age, you know, boys versus girls, girls are like these, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're more clued up. And,
Yeah, you just remove the dagger from my
Honestly, sometimes you just want to shake him.
I know, you know, it's hard because you can't make them do it, can you?
No.
Sometimes you think, oh, we'll stop them doing this and stop them doing that. But
I'd say to Jim Royal, you lazy git. You know, it's like shocking.
Oh, thank you. Oh, great to see you as well.
when they get to that age, they just nail themselves to the room and disappear.
The thing is, as well, go on blooming FIFA and it turns him into the most horrible person in the world. It's like, what is that game done to you? You went upstairs all sweetness and like, you come down.
It's human. It's only like you when you watch Everton, mate.
No, 'cause I have a pint, don't I? So I'm all right.
There's a reason for that.
Wow.
What?
I'll tell you what, I hope there's better beer in the new Everton Stadium.
What is it?
Carling at the minute.
Same as
Rank. Oh, when I went to Old Trafford last, it was Madrid.
Where were you?
In the main stand.
What, in a padded seat?
No?
Normal seat. With Carling's like £2, so.
It's, the Madrid wasn't expensive. It was Madrid, defo Madrid.
Fair enough. But Carling is £2. Is it a special deal?
People should be paying you for it.
It's Pilsner now, isn't it?
What?
I'm pretty sure that's what it says, I think now.
Carling Pilsner?
Yeah.
What?
They haven't changed it. There's a sort of P word on it. Carling Pilsner.
Sounds like 1986. Yeah. What's the difference between a lager and a Pilsner?
Well, I thought Pilsner had to be like made in a certain part of the Czech Republic, didn't it?
I don't know. No, because it's Veltins is from Germany, isn't it? And that's a Pilsner.
Yeah, at least like the hops had to come from
Isn't
there. or something.
Tuborg, where's Tuborg from? Because that was a Pilsner.
Copenhagen.
Is that even still going, Tuborg?
Yeah, Copenhagen. Yeah. You go to Copenhagen, Tuborg's everywhere.
Wow.
It's like Carling, yeah.
Used to be an advert, didn't it? Tuborg. Used to be the advert, yeah. Not that I'm obsessed by beer, by the way. Wow.
Well, the marketing campaign worked.
Have a swig of water before you start then.
Not had a beer since Saturday. Sunday.
I don't think that's an achievement, mate, to be honest.
Depends.
No, you're right. And I did dry January.
Oh, right, okay. And then soggy February. Absolutely dripping wet February.
Mildly moist, isn't it? To be fair, I've not really got back into it that much.
No, okay. Mildly moist.
Good to know. Start of all press changes are the same.
Oh, yeah.
Two passes in 12 hours.
Mild calculation.
No, mine half for City.
Put you in.
The North.
I hope so.
It's just the way you said it. I'd have got one.
Oh yeah, that'll really be my responsibility this week. But, so yeah, sleep is sort of a precious commodity.
For me,
But that's something that you learn quite quickly that you have to cope with it. So. Yeah. The thing I would say is open waiting. Take pleasure in the fact that you quite have to occur. That's the real try.
Have you ever just kept pressing snooze?
Oh yeah.
When I was at Sheffield, I was putting off 5 projects I did it until 2 a.m. Just never reset the alarm.
Every 9 minutes.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Arne, obviously Arsenal played before you do this weekend, so they have an opportunity to at least ask the question of you. I just wonder, obviously it's impossible to ignore exactly what happens between Arsenal and West Ham, so how does that impact you? Because if they win, it feels like a much more pressurised situation to match their result.
I think the biggest question to be asked is from Man City, because we face a strong team again, like we faced Villa. So Arsenal plays before us, but we know that doesn't make the game easier or more difficult that we have against City. We know we have 12 games to play, and Arsenal has 13 games to play. And if we constantly look at Arsenal or what other teams are doing, that would not help us. So we know already how difficult it is to go to the Etihad. So we don't need Arsenal to get involved in that even more.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last win in the league came in 2015. Obviously, Liverpool have won in the Champions League since then in 2018. So what are you expecting, though, from City? Because they've had a disappointing season. They've had that disappointment in the Champions League and obviously fighting for points to make sure they're in the Champions League next season.
Yeah, what I always expect from City, since Pep is there. A great football team that can play so well. And they've had maybe one or 2 months in the 7 or 8 years he's there now that weren't the best, maybe partly because of injuries as well. Injuries come back, they've signed 3 or 4 players. I can see them coming back already if you look at the result against Newcastle. So what you expect is what everybody expects if you go to the Etihad, if you play against City. Yeah, you have to suffer as well. And work really hard to keep them away from your goal because they are so good in ball possession. But yeah, they face a strong team as well that haven't lost for 22 games now.
Can I just ask about Darwin as well? Because there was so much attention on that one miss last night, how do you deal with that with Darwin himself to make sure that he doesn't suffer too much because of it?
Well, I can accept every miss, especially from a player that has scored 2 very important goals against Brentford, that scored for us in the home game against Villa. I would prefer him to score, but the word chance says it all. It's a chance, so it's not 100% sure that the ball goes in. And players miss chances that I can accept. But what was a bit harder for me to accept, that his behavior after that chance, and with behavior I mean I think it got too much in his head, where he wasn't the usual Darwin that works his ass off and makes sure he helps the team. I think he was too disappointed after him missing that chance, and maybe we will never know, we will never find out. That's why he was just a fraction short the moment afterwards. I always truly believe that it's always the best to have Wata's mindset, and what I mean with that is that for the whole season he doesn't stop and keeps on going, and whenever we need him he's ready. And that is very difficult. There are not many players that can do this. So yeah. But it's not about the chance for me, it's more about the 20 minutes afterwards where I want to talk to him about than about him missing a chance.
you generally see that mindset from the group as a whole? Because as you mentioned, 22 games unbeaten in the Premier League since that defeat to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, going 2-1 down against Villa, which was, in my opinion, completely against the run of play. Is that the way you say it here? So I was like, oh, at halftime, I also said to them, I can show you now all the chances you've created. So don't think 2-1 is the result that is logical at the moment. So if you just keep on going, we do it defensively a bit better, we will definitely get our chances again. And that's also what we got. Unfortunately, too many times this season, we've missed maybe too many chances. And what I mean with that is that I don't think we've stolen many points. I've always come back to the Chelsea game where a draw was maybe a more of a fair result, but for every other game I think we got what we deserved, or we deserved more, and that is more of a thing for me than Arsenal plays on Saturday and we on Sunday.
Arne, what difference, you said a moment ago about City looking a bit better in recent weeks with the new players, with the injured players back. What's the difference that you've seen?
That players available. The style of play has always been the same for all these years that Pep was at Barcelona, at Bayern Munich, or at City. That's what I like from every manager. If they wear different shirts, you still know. Probably this is a team that is coached by Pep Guardiola, and that is what we've seen also in the period of time where they drop points. But yeah, even he needs quality players to get results, and if so many players are out, and you see this with Ange Postecoglou as well, if you constantly if you only have 10, 11, 12 players to play with in this league, in another league probably possible, but in this league it's so hard. So now with players being back, it's the same style of play, but the results are better.
Obviously, just lately you've had a lot of matches, a lot of league games as well. We're beginning to count down the games, we're beginning to count down the points and everything else. What are you learning about your team as you go through these challenges and go through these matches with the clock beginning to tick down to the end of the campaign?
I'm not learning anything. Yeah, you always learn in every game, but I see mostly the same things. So these players are able to play every 3 days on the best of their capabilities in terms of physique. So if you saw yesterday again, I'll mostly take Dom Soboslai as an example. What a work rate. What a work rate for his third game in a row. Till the last second he kept on running up and down. And that's the only thing I can ask for, and what the fans can ask for. And then we are then unlucky not to score our chances. That's football, unfortunately. But we cannot accept, not the fans, nor the fans nor me, that they don't give maximum effort. And but that's what they constantly do, and I assume that they will do Sunday again. But you never know the outcome, because we face with Villa, with Everton away, also difficult opponents. The fixture list for us now is a few difficult ones in a row. Yeah, that's what you have to accept. The good thing is that we are not behind someone. We are still number one, and that's the good thing if you go into a run of games like this.
Is Gakpo back for this one?
Let's see. I hope. I'm not 100% sure, because we will try. He hasn't trained with the team yet. Maybe he does a bit today. I don't know exactly. It will be a close call.
Thank you.
Hi, Arne. Much better performance against Aston Villa than against Wolves, certainly with the ball. And if you consider Villa, front foot style, adventurous, similar to Manchester City in a lot of respects, in some ways does that favour Liverpool in terms of style, rather than playing against a low block, which certainly you'll have more possession, but trying to make penetrative runs and create chances can often be more difficult?
Yeah, it depends. If we play a team like Wolves, we hardly concede a chance, and we hardly concede an attack. Or against Everton, but if we play Villa, people say, "Oh, it was quite open, and it didn't look as if you defended that well as other games," where we do get the compliments for the offensive part. So it's always in football. It's a bit of both. Every style of play you face means challenges, and with Villa, yes, we took the ball off them to score a goal, but they also had a long and very good attack when they scored their second goal. But I think in general, people, and me definitely, prefer a game of football that we saw yesterday, even if you are neutral, because I think everybody enjoyed watching that game, and I don't think many people enjoyed watching the Wolves game. But of course, that's not in the interest of Wolves. They are trying to stay up, so you have to accept every style of play. But everyone that loves football prefers a game of football like yesterday.
Brian Gravenberch has been one of the players of the season, and not just for Liverpool, probably in the Premier League. His effectiveness in recent games hasn't been as high. What do you put that down to? Is it maybe a possibility of not having a replacement who is exactly the same, or is it just the fact that he can't be 9 and 10 out of 10 every week?
I think that is partly what it is. There are only a few players in the world that can be a 9 out of 10 every single 3 days. And if you look at his age, he might eventually belong to those group of players, those 2 or 3 or 4 that can do this. But he's not there yet, which is completely normal. And it depends also on the playing style of the opponent, which we just said. So if you play Everton or Wolves, that's a completely different game than when you play Villa. I liked him yesterday much more than I liked him against Everton, for example. So yeah, it's not always as simple as the form of a player or how many games did he play, but yeah, that's 9 out of 10 times the most easy reason to give, and instead of diving into it and look at playing style and look at certain other things.
Hi, Arne. I know you touched on Cody Gakpo. Are there any other team news issues you're having to contend with? And I appreciate it's only 12 hours since you last spoke. Is there any clarity on Conor Bradley?
No, he still has to come in. So we don't know yet, but he will. I would be completely surprised if he's involved in the Sunday game or the Wednesday game against Newcastle. So you can assume that's not going to happen. Joe Gomez had a surgery for his hamstring injury, so he's out for a long time. He will be back maybe just before the end of the season. And then, of course, these 2 players are not injured, but they come back from an injury, and with Jota and Trent. So that's also the reason why they don't play 90 minutes 5 times in a row in 15 days, because that would be a big risk. We could see this yesterday with Conor Bradley.
Just also on Darwin, going back to Darwin, obviously he's got in his head a bit, potentially, that miss. Do you have to also tell him how important he can be for the rest of the season, because there's so much to achieve?
Yes, I will tell him that as well, but I think the most important message is you can miss a chance, but you can't miss out on work rate. That's for me a more important message than tell him, because that's the life of a striker. He knows he's 24, 25, 26, I don't know. He will probably have missed a few chances in his career, and he probably would have scored a few as well. So no problem at all, or no problem at all, of course. We would love to see it differently, but it's part of the job of a number 9, part of your life that you sometimes miss, where people expect you to score. But it's not part of the job of a number 9 then to slow down in work rate, and that is something we will talk about.
Hi, Arne. We've spoken a few times about the addition of getting chances for the starting number 9, and in the last 2 games, Diogo Jota's managed to get 10 shots from starting position. So are you pleased with that improved production, and how disappointed is he that only one of those 10 shots actually hit the target?
Probably he will, although apart from him hitting the target, he gave a great assist as well. So it tells you maybe more how disappointed I am that we missed him for 4 to 5 months. Then it tells you that something changed in our playing style. So when he was there with us before, I think he was involved in a lot of goals, scoring as well. So it tells you how much of a miss it has been not to have him. But again, I would have loved to play him every single time, maybe for 90 minutes. But if your player is out for 4 or 5 months, and he hasn't been out, he has been coming back, coming in, coming back. And every time we played him a bit too much, he got injured again. So I hope people understand why we are so cautious now, because 12 games to go. And you tell me, and I see the same, how much of a threat he is. So we have to keep him available for 12 more games and Champions League and the League Cup final. But that is not an easy balance to find. I would have loved to keep him in the team because he played really well. For Trent the same, who takes out two players that are playing so well. Yeah, that's only because it's a big injury risk to keep them in the team. So when I drove up, I was listening to Talk Sports, and I don't know who he is, but his name was Mark Lawrenson or something like this, and he simply couldn't understand that I took Trent off, which I understand from his perspective because he played so well, and he just scored a goal. But now maybe he does.
I noticed you had a word with Trent when he came off. Was he disappointed? I mean, or did he understand the fact that it's for the long term?
Yeah,
future?
we spoke about this already a week ago. That in these 5 games, he already knows how many minutes he would make. That was in a situation where Connor was available as well. Now maybe we have to adjust our plan. But I said to him, you know why I take you out, don't you? He said, yeah, we spoke about it. So, but of course, a player has adrenaline, and he just scored. Was a better moment than against Wolves, where he lost the ball just before I took him off. So he's improving.
Thanks, Arne. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah.
Was he actually on top?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it sounds like it's football knowledge.
Maybe I need to escape on that as well. Somebody mentioned him.
So I'm not sure he didn't know exactly who Laura was. He was just kind of throwing shade at him.
Did you not watch Match of the Day?
I was he asked me last night about Villa, talking about why Villa had the European Cup. He said they won this. So I was like, yeah, 1983. That's wrong. So he goes out and back in history. So sorry, it wasn't 83, it was 82. They're still celebrating 82. So it's back. Just the Champions League. Who played for? Tony, that's all I need for.